Hey, Marc Warnke here. They call me the Goat Guy. I'm here to help you to understand our breeding operation because breeding can be complicated, especially if you get into more goats. So we always set our buck pen so it's in close proximity to the doe pen. So the doe pen's right across here. These two does are telling us they're in heat. They stand at the edge of the fence, they wiggle their tail, those guys wiggle their tail, they try to get to each other. Now we know who's in heat. So the great part about knowing who's in heat is that now I can introduce and do what we call hand breeding. So I know it sounds weird, but what we do is we basically facilitate the breeding. We know it happens, we witness it, we can mark down the date, and then we have a birth date to go on, and birth dates are very critical. And you can see these does make it real easy to tell us. So I'm gonna grab Oreo, named by my mother. I'm gonna grab Oreo. I'm gonna pull the other buckling that I'm not gonna have her bred to out of there. And I think I'm gonna breed her, yeah, I'll decide here in a second. I need a little bit more time. So once we get to the next stage, I'll get the buck out. We'll start introducing the doe and I'll show you how to do that too. There it goes. Yep, okay. So that is exactly what, see what she's doing? So right there, that's her like catching it. And so one of the things that we'll do, and he won't want to breed again. He won't just jump right on her again usually. Usually he'll kind of indicate to you, see how he's just not jumping on again. He's kind of messing around. Usually it'll take a few minutes. He'll kind of regather himself and he'll breed her again. But I like looking, and I'm seeing discharge around the vaginal opening, but it's not, usually it's actually kind of seeping out, but I know he got her, I know he got in there, and that's exactly the thing that you're looking for. You're looking for that, the male having like an ejaculation, which he did, and then you look for her to kind of like gather it up. I don't know how to do it like a goat, but you saw her, she's kind of squats and it's like she's catching it. So, and the fact that he's not breeding her again and jumping on her, and I'm not seeing like extra around like he missed, then I would assess this goat as being bred. So here's what we do now. So here on Ripple Ranch, we're gonna take a picture of both goats, and then I'm gonna send it to everybody on the ranch. So I'll send it to Trisha and I'll send it to Raul, and then we have a picture of both goats and we have a timestamp, and it gets entered into our spreadsheet. And then we know when every goat is due. And that's why we do all of this. We do all of this to know the day she was impregnated, and we know we have 150 days to conception, 150 to 155. With bigger goats, it's going to be 153 to 155. And now we know when she's due, and we can be ready for her and support her. But if you do not know the due date on your goat, it can create all kinds of problems on the back end. This is critical to do if you're breeding goats, because if you just put a buck out with your herd, then you don't know when anybody's due, and you're gonna have kids dropped on the ground at night, and you're going to have unassisted births that may go wrong. And so it's really important to know that due date. So I'm gonna pull her out of here. I hope you found that helpful. This is kind of our breeding procedure here at Ripple Ranch. I recommend that you follow it as well. It works really well. By the way, I don't always leash the doe. Just sometimes it helps me to eliminate kind of some excessive buck behavior or a doe that's being mean to the buckling. So I hope you found that helpful. This is Marc Warnke, and people call me the Goat Guy.